Welcome everybody to Captain America Crypto, coming to you with the charts on Canton Network. Read that disclaimer and we'll get straight over through the intro into Canton Network with some good information. Let's go. I hope everybody out there is enjoying their Saturday night. It is 9 p.m. here. You'll be getting this video in the morning tomorrow, Sunday. Currently, Canton Network's up 0.34% on the day, setting a little over 16 cents, still in an upward bullish trend. Overall markets was bearish. We did have a push up on Bitcoin. Then we've had a slightly pull back on alts also, but Canton Network is continuing to stay right here around the 16-cent level. Wanted to come over here on X and give you a little bit of information on X. And its privacy doesn't mean anonymity. It says on the Canton, it means need to know. Contracts don't broadcast to everyone. Cash issuers see cash. Asset issuers see assets. The full picture is visibility only to the parties meant to see it. So I'm going to play this short little video right here on Canton Network. Enjoy.
If you start with the fundamental idea that piece of data should be private. And what I mean by private is like the people who need to know about it, and no one else knows about it. So if you think about almost any kind of interaction between entities, if it's individuals, if it's companies, or, if we and, two other companies have a contract between us, all of those parties know that contract. And then the contract is something that is not known to anyone else in the world, unless, there are provisions that say you may disclose this to, your accountant, your legal counsel, and the like. So that was kind of the starting premise of how data should even be modeled on a blockchain, in our opinion. Now you can say, okay, now given that that's the case, given that we said, okay, there is privacy, there should be privacy. Privacy does not mean complete anonymity from everyone. It means that those who should see a piece of data should see that, and no one else should. Now you say, what's the simplest way to get consensus across that? And then you say, okay, now we really need only a consensus round for every single contract separately. The proof of stakeholder is a consensus mechanism where we actually run a small consensus round on every single contract in the network separately. So, and that gives us a lot of nice properties. If we have one transaction, I'm sending you, $20 and you're sending me an asset for that, some tokenized stock. And let's say even those $20, $10 are in USDC and $10 are in JP Morgan deposit coin. JP Morgan sees the JPMD move and they know that I have the right to transfer that to you. Circle sees the USDC and they know that I have the right to transfer that to you. Whoever is tokenizing that stock, if it's GSDApp, that's the Goldman Sachs platform, they see the movement of that stock, but they don't see how much cash transferred hands. But proof of stakeholder is essentially a consensus mechanism which says within one transaction, we can have these multiple consensus portions on the different contracts, and each party only sees what they're supposed to see. If you start with the
So that's breaking it down,
What's going on?
Just kind of letting you know that privacy, it does matter, it ain't, there's still ways, if you need to know what transactions, who sent and received, that's available, but not to everybody, just need to know basis. So we get through and I want to show you something else here. Let's see. I'm trying to let me find it. We got this right here. This is pretty interesting on the billboard. Let me put it again right there. Canton is really moving up quick. Canton. So that's pretty good right there. I seen that. I wanted to show it to you. There was another one I wanted to bring to you. I'm trying to find it, but let me go back over here. Right here. It says Canton Network strengthens institutional security as Ledger joins as Super Validator. So this is a wallet, Canton Foundation has announced that Ledger has joined the Canton Network as a Super Validator. To secure institutional focused blockchain protocol, Ledger's participation is established under proposal CIP-0069. The Canton Foundation aims to mix the best public blockchain with the security and compliance of traditional finance. Strengthening the network integrity and security. As a super validator, Weta 5, Ledger is more than an active participant on the network. It maintains and enhances the base level of security. Ledger has sold over 6 million devices and secured $1 trillion of digital assets in these devices. By adding Ledger to the Canton Network, we elevate our infrastructure with extraordinary trust and expertise in security. This provides a true assurance that we can keep our network secure and work to be efficient for high volume institutional application. Ledger's backing of the Canton Network is validation of the vision for privacy and interoperability that drives its design choices. As a super validator, Ledger will participate in consensus and governance while guaranteeing that the decentralization of the network is anchored on hardware roots of trust. Excuse me. Driving adoption via Ledger Live and Enterprise. The partnership between these two companies goes beyond merely verifying that networks are legitimate. According to the announcement, Ledger is adding support to the Canton token standard across its offerings, including the Ledger Live app and its enterprise custody solution. This enhances accessibility within the Canton Network ecosystem for both retail and institutional users. While the addition of the Canton token standard, Ledger gives users the ability to store Canton-based assets using cold storage protection. This helps ensure their assets on the Canton network remain secure. In addition, this new feature introduces the first step of a milestone weight system, whereby Ledger's involvement in the network grows with the amount of real-world mainnet usage and adoption of the network. Overall, Ledger's continued role in the governance of support will be based on utility rather than merely an arbitrary number. Let me check something we're good. This represents a clear, the purpose of the Canton Network is for use in regulated markets and is being developed with support from non-tangible, gigantic organizations such as Goldman Sachs and Deloitte. The addition of Ledger's custody solution makes the Canton Network a more complete offering for major investment players. It addresses the security concerns that have previously kept many institutions from using blockchain for their assets. This represents a clear movement towards integrating more institutional investors into digital asset ecosystems. Multiple media reports, including coverage from Reuters, show that the institutional adoption of digital asset custody is accelerating. And this is the conclusion. The destination of Ledger as a super validator for the Canton Network represents more than a technical enhancement in the Oracle layer. The Canton Network will be able to keep evolving its ecosystem through the addition of Ledger hardware asset protection for another layer of security on top of users of the Canton Network. The combination of both the Canton Network's interoperable blockchain architecture and Ledger hardware asset protection will provide a way to operate a blueprint for institution-grade digital finance. So that is good. Ledger being a super validator on the Canton Network. That is good news for Canton Network. So you want a wallet a cold wallet that is partnered with Canton Network. Look at Ledger. I don't have Ledger, but I'm fixing to go Ledger because of it being a partnership with Canton Network. They do have good good reviews on the cold wallets. But do your own research. Decent wallet's a good wallet. But Ledger is also a good wallet too. There's many different good cold wallets. You want to go with a cold wallet, not a hot wallet. But this is good for Canton Network. Canton Network is still in an upward trend. You got the overall market, like I said, pulling back in the bear market. But Canton Network continues to push up and move up. And the more you really need a cold wallet for Canton Network. This is a project, you may hear many people try to push against Canton Network because of the XRP narrative out there, but we're just bringing you good. This is I back this token 100%. This project, Canton Network. This next bull run up, this is going to be one of the best tokens to perform on the market, and I stand behind that 110%. Because of the banks being behind this token. Don't ever think that the banks ain't up to date on this digital blockchain. They know, they seen it coming, digital currency. And this has been in the works for over a decade. So this ain't nothing that's new to the banks. They knew it was coming. They knew one day that our currency would go from fiat to digital. It's nothing new to the banks. They pushed because they didn't want it, because they make more money really. And the way the system is set up, they make more off of us with the old traditional way. They didn't want this, but they was always prepared for it. This token here ain't something that just launched. I mean, that just was created and just launched. This token, this Canton Network's been out for over 10 years. So it's not been out available, but this project has been ongoing for over a decade, over 10 years now. So this ain't nothing new. The banks knew what was coming, and they were smart. They prepared for it. And you'll hear the narratives on YouTube that this bank is partnering with XRP, with Ripple, but if you believe that, you're going to get left behind holding XRP. And I wanted to come tell you that. Same narrative with XLM, with all these other alts out there. Not saying that they ain't going to do decent. The next bull run up, you could see XRP go to 3, then go to 6, and it could top out around $8 to $10. And I'm not down in XRP. From where it's at, where it's going to pull back from, I'm investing in XRP. I'm not telling you I'm not. But the narrative behind XRP, could push it up in the next bull run anywhere from $8 to $10, and I do believe this token right here will surpass that easily. This token's only 16 cents, and it's going to go up very quickly. This token, once we reach the point to get out of this bear market, this Canton Network is going to really pump. It's really going to accelerate in price, and that's what I'm here to tell you. I've been getting in right now at 16 to 18 cents because I know where this token is going to go. This could easily with the privacy narrative be where Zcash is right now in a couple of years. And it being adopted by major banks, the largest bank in the United States, behind this token, this project, Canton Network. And you will see BlackRock will probably be the first institution to launch an ETF on the Canton Network, BlackRock. It'll probably launch an ETF on Canton Network before Grayscale anybody else does, because they got indirect, not direct, but indirect connection to Canton Network. So through Thermoon, I think it is Thermoon, something that goes like that. But I wanted to bring you this update on this chart. We could see Canton Network just continue to consolidate, coming across here from up at it could go to 18 cents down to 15 cent to 18 cent, around this range right here. Just as now there is a possibility it could come back to the bottom of the trend line once or whenever Bitcoin pulls back again. Bitcoin may push up a little bit. It could, but it's still going to pull back further below 60,000. Well, that could also affect Canton Network pulling back. So long as we stay within this channel here, where we got this bottom trend line and this top trend line, as long as we stay within this channel, we're still doing good. We're still in an upward trend. Even though we may pull back to 14.5 cents, somewhere around that area, and bounce off this bottom trend line, we are still bullish. We're still in an upward trend. And that's what we've done here. As you can see, we was riding this bottom of this trend line. We pumped up to the top. We came back down, touched it. Because you got to look now, it was up here at 18 cents. It pulled all the way back down to 10 cents. It bounced and it went all the way back up to 19.5 cents. So we're coming back down, but we're still in an upward trend. Even though it may be 16 cents a day, and tomorrow, next week, it be pulled down to 14 cents or 15 cents, does not mean we're in a downward trend. We are still in the channel in an upward trend. So I wanted to bring that to you. You could see us dipping down to this support area right here around 14.5 cents, picking up some support, and then going back to the top up here somewhere around 21 cents. And that's what we've been doing ever since way back. Well, you say when we hit the bottom of this trend. Well, you say once we fell below this trend, like we went and tested. Ever since November the 11th, we've been in this upward trend. Even though we come here and bounced, we've still been in an upward channel. It's still in an upward trend within this channel. And it's tightening up, because you can see back here it was further apart right here. Between the here and here, and once you get over here, you're tightening it up a little bit. So we could continue on and pull back a little bit more. Bitcoin decides to pull back, but as long as we stay within this channel, we're doing good. But I wanted to come give you an update on Canton Network. This is a token I'd be buying today. We are buying, so we know where this token goes. It could pull back to 10 cents. It don't matter to us. We know where this token's going. This is the token that's going to do what everybody's been looking for XRP to do. This is the token. Now, I'm not sitting here and tell you it's going to go to $1,000. I don't know. I can't look that far in the future, but I can tell you this much. I do have strong beliefs that it will get into 3 digits. This privacy token by major banks, adopted by major banks, supported by major banks, the largest bank in the United States. This project is going to accelerate. So, think about it. Do your own research. Not financial advice, but I am here telling you what we are doing. If you want to be a Canton Network millionaire, you better get on the train while the train is coming through. Because soon it's gonna get up in some hills and you ain't gonna be able to get on the train. We in a low flat land and she's moving slow right now, and you can jump on board. So think about that. After a while, when it starts climbing, it's gonna start getting in the hills and the mountains on that rough terrain off the rails, and you ain't gonna be able to get on. So think about it, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless you.